Hi, I'm Doechii.
I feel like the underdog.
Rap is about having heart.
My roots of hip hop, I learned how to rap through boom bap beats, through classic beats. My first rap song that I ever made was a diss track.
It's not about a fucking formula. It was never about that. It's about us just expressing ourselves freely.
It's like this pure hip hop essence of like creativity with no bounds and no restrictions, no formula. It is wittiness, but it is also talking about our feelings, being honest about what we're going through and connecting us as people.
There you go.
And I feel like, especially in the time of an economic recession, people need to feel things right now, and we need to talk about it, and we need to do it through rap, which is why I chose the sonical direction that I chose. Was like, I want to take us back to this classic space in hip hop and just remind people of the traditional roots of where this started.
To be in a courageous place, to be that vulnerable, you have to be ready to face yourself. And that takes time and patience. It was a lot of moments of me walking in the studio and walking back out like, I can't say that. And then walking back in like, no, you gotta say it. Sequencing the mixtape, I was like, I'm going to remove all the formula of how things should be sequenced, right? Usually people are like, we need to put the hits at the top, put the bigger songs, more commercial songs at the top, give them something creative in the middle. And I was like, I denounce all formula right now. Let's do what feels good. And let's also tell the story in order.
What story do I want to tell?
Boom.
What story do I want to tell? What truths do I want to bear right now? What realizations have I had? What wisdom do I want to share with other people? And that is what has birthed this project.
I've learned how to truly be codependent on me and validate myself, because I think that when I first started out, I would internalize a lot of things. Like, oh, you know, I'm being encouraged to make music like this or do it this way or work with these type of producers. And I would internalize that as they don't like me. Then you lose the story because you're trying not to be lyrical miracle because pop sounds like this. This is how pop sounds. La 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 la. It's a hit. Who gives a fuck? Nobody knows who you are. Nobody cares. Nobody felt anything. Nobody's life changed. And I'm here to feel something. That's my intention.
Do I want to be commercial? Do I not? What does this mean for me? You know what I mean? I love to sing. I love it. But I also really love to rap.
When I first got signed, it was kind of like a celebration era for me. And then also with COVID and stuff, it's just like, it builds into this whole like situation until I'm just like, okay, this is no longer serving you. This is no longer, a vibe anymore. And that's okay. You're outgrowing that. When I got signed early, I was coming into having no money to being in a completely different tax bracket and state. Then that year turned into 2 years, and then the 2 years turned into 3 years, and I'm making music and I'm not unpacking. I've lost friends, I've lost family. I am shedding my old self. I'm used to operating out of a place of survival, and I'm not taking time to unpack it.
So it's like 4 years went by and I got 10 singles out. I was like, listen, we gotta let something go as soon as possible. What I experienced was kind of like, okay, she can do everything. She can sing pop, she can rap, she can also dance and all this other stuff. And it was just kind of like, okay, well, where do we put it? This could be commercial, but this could be underground.
And I was like, I'm finna rap. Y'all are gonna get it. Like, hard, back to back, keep rapping. And even when I did allow some opinions to come in, because the boys on the label, they were like, nah, you gotta space it out. Don't put it all back to back. And I was like, shut up. But I wanted it to tell a story and act as like a play. I don't want these distracting lights moving all over the place. Let's bring them in one scene, one color, brown. 3 girls, dressed the same. I don't need to be the center of attention.
Take it where you can and leave what you don't. That's really it. I think just see me as a multifaceted human being, just like you are.
I don't really get this girl with tape on her face, and they're trying to figure it out. I don't know. I'm ready for a mixtape, and I'm ready to be raw, and I'm ready to tell my story my way, and I don't want any hands in the pot. And I made that call, I made that decision, but it also represented a decision that I made in myself to be dependent upon God within me. And ultimately, when you're first starting, you don't know everything.
Yeah.
And me being a student, I come in humbly, like I don't know everything.
Yeah.
But over time, I started to realize that I have to become really, really dependent on myself and my gut, and that's strong.
I'm trying to ground myself right now. It's kind of like a lot of things are happening at once, and that happened to me when I first got signed, and it overwhelmed me. And I'm trying to learn from that and ground myself. I feel like I'm walking on a cloud, like on air, and I need to ground myself constantly and be like, okay, calm down, you're safe. Just think that, like, you know, it just needs to be a balance of, you can have pride in what you've gained, but I think it's also important of talking about the things that you've learned. They need to hear somebody talk about it. They need to hear somebody say it. And you got to be brave enough to say it. And I was like, all right, let's say it. My nigga DL. Sorry. Nobody's going through that? Like, just me? Catch it! But the girls who going through that, they like, yeah, me too. All 5 of us.